Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Jazzy here, and today we're going to talk about how do we sell rough property. Okay, how do we sell something that is low to the flow? We don't know if it's going to appraise out. It's just rough in all aspects. And before I continue, a little disclaimer, this is like my family's property of like 40 years, and finally it's time to sell. So I'm going to show you a little montage here. And yes, it's rough. It's very rough. I have so many story times. The police was called so many times. Like, we had to do a few evictions to get everybody out so we could sell it. It's just been rough, to say the least. And we will get to those story times. But today, my goal is to really, first off, I'm just excited because I've never listed a property, and I'm usually on the buyer side, and all of my content is about the buyer side. And I feel like now I can finally show you guys the actual process of how to sell a home from beginning to end. And not only is it a home, it's a multi-family. So there's a lot of intricate details and a lot of things to consider. So there's a lot of content I can make on this. So this is video one of like probably like 6 or 7 to really show you guys the process of how to actually sell a home that's not beautiful and cute and whatever. So as of right now, today's date, I don't have the watch on right now. The property's under contract. So the appraiser literally just left, and I have to go through all the steps of everything that has already happened so we can get to today. But first steps, how do you get a listing? Like, once you get the listing, like, how do you agree on a price? How do you figure out if this is something that you're able to sell or not? Because you can put something on the market and it's on the market for 100 days, 300 days, 400 days, and you're like, why is this property not selling? And you need to, fact number one, know your audience. So this property is on the west side of Stanford. So if you know, neighborhoods go through 3 phases: the rich, the middle class, and the poor. And currently this street, this neighborhood, developers are coming in and buying up the real estate. So we're kind of passing through the poor phase, and we're going back to the rich. My family moved here about 40 years ago, so it was like an upper class area, street, neighborhood. And as time went by, I always say street, and then as time went by, it got rough, especially after over these last few years, COVID, it got really rough. So everybody's time to go, time to move. So you need to know your target audience. That's one. And number 2 is you need to understand, what does your seller actually want? If you don't know what the seller wants, the price, and really understand their why, like the price and the why, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay, somebody could say, I need to sell this house for $700,000, and you're looking at them like, how the heck are we going to sell this house for $700,000, especially if it's not worth it, right? So in my family's case, this house needs to sell for $700,000, period, point blank. That's what it is. It was bought for, I think, $495, $485, I don't know. So I'll put in those. I'm going to show you guys also like how do you look up property taxes and see the actual value, like all that stuff. But the house last sold a few years ago. We sold it to my cousin, remember, keeping in the family, for $495. So how do we go from $495 to $700,000? And when the market is like, we're gonna have to figure that out. They don't matter. Just all we know is we gotta have faith and we gotta trust the process. Okay, so we get the listing, right? We decide the price. We know that this house has to at least sell for $495. That's the minimum, because that's what the mortgage is. It might be a little bit less because she owned it for a few years, but the minimum, it has to sell for $495. Or was it $595? I think it was whatever it is. I'll put it here so you guys know. We'll talk about it. Once we put this property on the market, we need to know who is our audience, right? It's like when you got a show, or when you write in a play, who do you want the play to be? Who's the audience? Who's going to be coming to see this play? how much are you pricing per ticket? We need to know what's up. We want to make sure that the property, we're allowing people to see the property, but before they see the property, the pictures need to be accurate to the property. The description at the bottom for additional comments or whatever, that needs to be accurate. We need to make sure that we're putting needs TLC, needs to be putting very close to the if it's next to the train station, very close to the train station. If it's next to downtown, it's next to downtown. Really highlighting the things that are great about the neighborhood, and then also showing, like, so people know it's rough. It's rough and tough. That's on. Period. So when the property goes live, it's very important to know your audience. And sometimes it's hard to know your audience because you don't, maybe you might not know. So realizing what you want your target audience to be. Oh my gosh, the sun just came back in. Knowing what you want your target audience to be versus what it actually is can be a little bit different. But I think that just having an idea of putting this ideal candidate to buy this property is essential. So making sure that you're putting information in there in the listing to ensure that you're covering all your bases. We put the property on the market. I don't have my phone. Whatever day we put it on it was on the market for 2 days. It was on the market for actually 1 full day. We could say 2 days because yeah, we put it as continue to show, and then people kept calling, so we just put it under contract. But the first day that we put the property on the market, we had 12 showings for the first day, and the second day we had, I think, 3 showings, and we had about 5 offers. So we did have a cash deal. But yeah, so making sure you understand who your target audience is very important, and not just trying to put cute little photos just to make the property look great and better, and then they come see it and they don't want it. You need to make sure that you're being clear. And when you're on the phone, talking to listing agents, buyers agents, and their clients want to see the property, making it very clear, you know, the property needs work and what is your financing before you waste your time to the property. And I think the most important thing, sometimes it's not about just throwing a lockbox on it. It really depends if you have time or not. I'm really trying to be present and just showing people the property so you can have like live feedback of, okay, this is definitely not going to sell for $6.99, or this is definitely not going to do it, or you know what, this might be a possibility. So it's very important to understand who your target audience is and making sure that you're understanding and considering the feedback, because at the end of the day, you're the agent, and the agent is responsible, because the buyers the sellers don't want to sell it for whatever they want to sell it for. And yes, that's important, but we need to be realistic and about the actual value of the property and what are people actually going to pay. So in the next video, I will show you guys the offers and how we chose the offer at hand, how we chose the offer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned a little bit of something. I hope this is exciting to you. I have been waiting to get back on YouTube, and we're here and we're doing it. So like, comment, and subscribe. And if you still don't have your license, yo, come on. I'm here. I'm rooting for you. You got this. I got this. We got this. And have a good rest of your day. Jazzy out.